2013, the government, through the National Housing Corporation, established a factory to manufacture expanded polystyrene EPS panels in Mavoko. The move was expected to mark the start of a shift towards the construction of prefabricated housing structures in the country, as opposed to brick and mortar housing. Engineer Thomas Ofwa, who was the general manager at the factory in 2019, explains the technology behind prefabricated EPS panels.
When we talk of EPS, it basically means expanded polystyrene. The raw materials, what we have are expanded polystyrene beads, which are expanded. Then they are compressed into various densities, depending on what structural element you want to come out with. And then they are passed through a process of slicing them into various sizes. And on both sides, we weld the steel, galvanized steel wire mesh. Then that's what, in effect, we refer to as expanded polystyrene system.
According to Engineer Ofwa, the EPS building technology is capable of cutting building cost by as much as 50%, while cutting installation time by 75%.
Indicatively, we have prices ranging from 4,000 to 9,600 per panel, and the panels, they measure 3 by 1.2 meters. So that is 3.6 square meters. From the engineering point of view, we say the material has what we refer to as high or is very superior strength to weight ratio. In other words, for a smaller or a thinner panel, it can carry as high loads as natural stones. So if you are using our technology, you'll be saving overall 30% of the cost what you would have spent if you're using brick and mortar. And the main contributing factor is the ease of installation and also time.
Besides the ease of installation, the technology is also said to be eco-friendly as it is recyclable. According to the National Housing Corporation, over 7,000 units have been delivered using EPS technology. However, nothing much can be said about its adoption by private real estate developers in Kenya, with experts blaming the continued low uptake of the technology, partly on the promoters of the technology and the choice of target markets for EPS.
There are a number of things, a couple of things that need to be done. Number one, the problem are the promoters of the technology itself. These guys need to get the target market right. They're targeting, you see, because a lot of them are targeting government housing and low-income families and so on. EPS is not for that market. So as long as they insist on that market, no professional will use it.
Professor Omenya, who is the Africa Director of the International Building Quality Center, further says the EPS technology is out of sync with the local construction industry needs.
In Kenya, I keep telling people, any technology that is solving the walling problem is a stupid technology, because we don't have a walling issue in Kenya. All our walling materials are affordable. Brick is affordable, is totally affordable. Stone is affordable. Even down here, if you look at limestone blocks and coral blocks, those things are totally affordable. We actually don't have a walling problem.
The price of EPS panels has also been cited as the single largest hindrance to its uptake by builders.
EPS is not a low-cost construction material. In fact, that I can tell you, I've done a lot of research on this. The issue comes when you compare it, when you take it to housing, for example, and when you compare that with the normal standards of construction that we have within that sector. The companies that were doing this, and I'll not mention them, although there are only 3, told us that, we'll be able to give you a 3-bedroom house for 1.5 million. Then we said, oh, that sounds great. When they arrived, the 3-bedroom house, the cost actually went to 6 million.
According to a research paper published in 2017 by the American Journal of Engineering and Technology Management, there is inadequate professional support in use of EPS material for construction in Kenya, adding that most graduate and practicing engineers are not conversant with new building technologies and therefore often design housing using traditional stone and mortar technology. The slow uptake of EPS as a construction material in Kenya has further been attributed to lack of design manual for high-rise buildings using EPS and high transport cost for projects located far from Nairobi. In the meantime, brick and mortar structures look set to hold sway until the knowledge gap on EPS technology is addressed. Rosemary Kinyanjui, Metropol TV.